Hey, what's up, guys? It's Kanki here from Kanki's Typology, and oh, what's with the cake? Oh no, it does something my grandma made me. It's really nice. I really enjoyed it. It was her way of externally caring for me. Speaking of external care, today we're going to talk about a function that external care comes from, which is extroverted feeling. So, what is extroverted feeling? Also known as FE. So FE is the cognitive function that, before we actually get to that, so in the previous lecture, we talked about the function TI. And we talked about how, TI users don't want to harm people, they want to help people. Well, this actual need to help and to not harm actually comes from the function that is connected to TI in the form of FE. So extroverted feeling users are basically like feeling vampires. So I don't want to overcomplicate this too much. So hopefully you guys can follow along. This is why you have to watch each video sequentially to kind of get the full picture. So we talked about TE users, how they're extroverted thinkers, they're external thinkers, and how they're basically thinking vampires. They're taking the thoughts and the true and false judgments of other people. While FE users are similar, but instead of taking the true or false judgments of TI users, like TE users do, FE users take the good or bad judgments of FI users. We'll explain FI in the next lecture. However, for now, what you need to know is that FE is all about being a feeling vampire. It's, oh, you feel this way, so I'm gonna feel the exact same way. By the way, there's like a construction going on in the background, and being a huge procrastinator in the form of a finisher type, I'm not gonna procrastinate anymore and just have my excuse of, oh, I want to give people a good experience, and so I have to do it next time, next time, next time. There's always a next time, and I don't think it's healthy. So unfortunately, you guys will have to suffer through this horrible building background noise, but hopefully it's not too bad. Yeah, so yeah, FE is basically feeling what other people feel, and also often making others feel good, so you yourself feel good. What are the needs of FE users? Well, they have a bunch of needs. So the needs are wanting to be wanting to have recognition, wanting to be appreciated, wanting to be valued, needing to be accepted. These are some of the needs that FE users have. And how do they meet these needs? Well, these needs often get met by behaving in a way where they get such things. So, for example, you know, my grandma often contributes to me. She's an ISFJ, and she contributes to me and the family. She does the dishes, she makes the food, she does the laundry, and it's her way of using her extroverted feeling for care for the family and to contribute to us. And I really appreciate that. I really value that. It definitely makes my life easier and gives me the opportunity to do other things. And what people in my family need to realize is that because our grandma is working really hard and contributing to us, we need to show her appreciation. We need to value her, accept her, and we need to care about her as well. So yeah, and also FP care does come in other forms. It's not always just helping someone or making someone food or doing dishes. That's more of a it's more of a SFJ thing, I'd say. And SFJ referring to ISFJs and ESFJs, which are very traditional feminine types in the household. Extroverted feeling is all about doing things for the sake of other people and to just contribute to them. For me, for example, I have FA parent. Um, at least, I mean, it's not a developed function, unfortunately. So, um, I don't take pride in my extroverted feeling, unfortunately. But, there are often times where I do help people. For me, though, helping usually comes from um, teaching people or criticizing people using the TI function, my introverted thinking, that is connected to FE. And you could say that every function is an awareness of something. So what would FE be an awareness of? So one thing is, how other people feel, what they value. But another thing is social norms. Extroverted feeling is all about social norms. What does the group value? What are the norms in the group? So FP users are just intrinsically aware of what this person values, what that person values, what they value, and collectively what makes up a social norm based on the majority deeming something good or bad. And high FE users, FJs, FE heroes and FE parents, in the forms of ENFJs, ESFJs, INFJs, and ISFJs, often abide by those social norms and don't break them. I mean, me in particular, I'm pretty, I'm an exception to the rule for reasons I'll go into the future. But yeah, usually FJs do care about social norms and they abide by them. Oftentimes, they can even enforce those social norms, which can be a very good thing because there are certain things that need to be abided by to make sure that there's harmony and there's balance. And FE users are all about harmony and balance. The problems can arise, however, when they adopt social norms without first using their TI that is connected to their FE to verify those social norms, and they often don't verify and enforce social norms that actually counterintuitively cause harm to people instead of actually helping them. And FE users can feel very guilty if they cause a lot of harm to people. But oftentimes they do without realizing because they just adopt social norms without first verifying whether or not they're actually worth having or not. I'll give you an example. And hey, I don't want to get canceled this early on in my career, so and I've been doing a lot of research on health and certain agendas. And let's just say the social norms of be forced to stay in your house, wear something on your face, and take an injection turns out it's not actually helpful to anyone. It's actually extremely harmful. I will leave it at that and, uh, you know, tell you guys to do research on your own, to actually use critical thinking and verify things. Because my FE parent sees that the enormous amount of harm that is being done to people on a regular basis based on bullshit social norms. And that makes me feel sad because I, as an FE user, want to help people. I want to make sure that harm does not fall upon people, especially those that don't deserve it. Because FE is all about deserving. And, I don't want to play God here and say who deserves what, but okay, I'll play God and say a lot of people don't really deserve to suffer negative health consequences because of bullshit social norms. So while society absolutely, regardless of what certain people would say, society absolutely needs social norms to have balance, to have harmony, to have certain behaviors that actually help everyone and contribute to everyone and make a better life for everyone. Oftentimes, unverified social norms can cause an enormous amount of harm to society and everyone that lives inside of it. So I implore every FE user to actually verify their thinking, verify the social norms that they force upon other people. I am also guilty of this ever since I was young, because my nature is that of an INFJ. I have a FE parent, and I would often enforce social norms or criticize people with my TI for not abiding by social norms. without even verifying whether or not those social norms actually were helpful to people or not. And after doing months and months of research on certain social norms and realizing the amount of harm that is being done to people based on certain social norms, it filled me with an inhumane amount of anger, like an inhumane amount of anger that I just could not contain. And I implore people to actually develop critical thinking and look into verifying their beliefs, because it's gonna hurt. It's painful. It's very hard to believe something your entire life and then you realize that it was a lie the entire time. Like that can drive a person crazy. I can fill you with hatred. But it's better to go through the pain of realizing the truth, go through the pain of realizing that you've been lied to and deceived your entire life, than be a sheep for the rest of your short life. Because if you keep abiding by certain social norms, your life will not be as long as you think it's going to be. And it's my job as an FE user to make sure harm does not fall upon you. Because from my perspective, it's a responsible thing to do. So make sure to care for people, make sure to contribute to people, and realize that you do need to abide by social norms, but only after you verify whether or not those social norms actually help people or not. Anyways, thanks for watching, and see you next time.